Let's sort out the colouring. Let's get this going. Let's have a start of week, afternoon, early evening, a chill stream extravaganza. Didn't we have a cracker this morning? Do you know what? I got 4 emails. 4 emails for just people saying, cracking stream this morning. I was like, 2 of them said they've been great lately. Yeah. Oh, the application is already running. No, it isn't. Liars. This computer lied. Work message. Hang on a minute. I'll just pretend I'm doing something else. I'm actually working. Oh, no, it's going to crash on me. We're going to get a crash. It's crashed. It's crashed. Boop. Name that show. Hang on a minute. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry, 1 second, people. It's funny. So my new joke that we can do a little bit more tip when I'm all shirted up. There you go. Nice. Say all shirted up, no cufflinks, but let's go mad. fuck it's Monday. Cast off the Monday-nish. Monday. Is it Monday-ish or Monday-nish? Information was invented this morning. There's something on my glasses, sunglasses. There's something on my glasses. Mother, will you help me? There's something in my ear. Now, my friends came back from India when we were in our 20s, and I wasn't going to India. I was going to a trap house. And they'd come back from India with stories of. Let me get a little bit more brightness, and I think we'll be absolutely beautiful. There's no that application is not already running. It's the old mouse, you see, pressing it twice, making it think that, and then the disco starts, and mum starts a conga. We all love the conga. There will be light. There you go. Wonderful. A little bit of glare in the old lens. Oh, there's something on my glasses. There's something on my glasses. Yeah. Took a risk with this morning's video, and I think it paid off. Had a subject, went for it. Now, that's not going to happen regularly because too busy. Just like that. Tommy Cooper impression. That is the state of that. Come on, wear it, son. Wear it. I think I've got the fucking. I've done. That's why. See, I'm looking at it. I'm thinking that ain't how that sits. So it sits on your shoulders. Can't even see your comments. Can't even see the comments. Right, let's get this sorted. Right, that's the top one. And you've got the weird little horizontal one underneath. Then a little bit. There you go. Hello, John Palmer. Nice to see you. Hello, Pax Max. What's the name? Picard. Rags. I haven't watched your stream yet, Rags. I've been too busy today, but I certainly will do. Hello, Pax Max. Mr. Palmer. What's the name? Picard. Rags. Hello, Howard. Nice to see you, son. Honey Monster. Anglo-Saxon. Hello, Melvin. Been a while, son. Ugly Truth. Dr. Science. Hello, Emma G. How are you, my dear? John Francis. Peculiar. Fuck. Someone told me off about that, Dr. Science. I got an email. Someone said, you're better than that. It's a peculiar comment, isn't it? Well, I'm not. Hello, Elliot. Have you seen your graphics? I dug out your graphics for a few. Well, I'll say a few. 10 movie reviews I've done recently. So, it's Seaside Mark, the lads. Hello, mate. No fluffy out for you today, my lad. No. It's quite hot still here, and I don't do that anymore. That graphic that you can see there is going to change. I'm rebranding. I've got the wrong glasses in the thumbnail as well, so I'm rebranding all that. Well done, John Palmer. It absolutely was that. It's crushed. Good call, Mr. P. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but Glenn got it as well. Glenn also got it. It was Police Camera Action. Correctly named. Melvin got it. I think a few people got it. I think I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. About wanking. Ah! About wanking, Jessica. About wanking. Yep, it's definitely recording. Well, I don't know what you'd call it. It's definitely going out onto YouTube and will remain on the tubes. Hello, Martin. Lovely to see thine. Let me just sort out entropy, and then I don't have to do it later. Easy, really. I'd usually do it when the older schools and all that's playing, but combing my hair because I didn't comb my hair in this morning's stream, and good God, it was chaos. Absolute chaos. Message pinned, lovely. So entropy's up there if you want it. I have got something to talk about. I'm going to talk about war, but we'll let a few more people turn up. I know that's a bit cheeks. It's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Or now you're all here on time, so I'm just going to witter on about witter was the word my old man used. Just going to witter on about nothing until the late people get in, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know whether you should just start. I mean, maybe when I get to my 10,000th video, I'll learn a little bit about this stuff. I'm just seeing if there's anything I saw recently that I could share with you quickly to fill in a bit of time. I think there was actually. Let me see. Did anyone see this morning's? Hello, my boy Tom. Good to see you. Good evening, Scrubs. I've just got here and it looks like arrived at the start of the stream. Yeah, we haven't even started yet, my boy Tom. What a pleasure. Now, did anyone here this morning who hadn't previously enjoyed JonTron and never seen it before actually have a look? Did anyone actually go and think, oh, no, don't give it away. Don't give it away. That was my little surprise. Did anyone who hadn't heard of or seen JonTron before, after this morning's video, go and have a look? And if you did, let me know. Yeah. Broken here. Leon broke that news this morning, but Grego paid to break it. And I thank Leon first. I think Grego got a bit upset. He called me on. He went. Hello, Bayswater 4875. Yes, I'd like to complain. He didn't. Of course, he didn't. Hello, Vincent. Nice to see you, Sonner. All right, Sonner. Marzipan. No and no. Well, I think you'd quite like it, Ian. Well, if you didn't see the show, then you probably wouldn't. Look at that. So, Pizzle, do you know JonTron from before? Or did you just think, I'll have a look and see whether this bloke's got anything to offer me? Let me know. I'd be interested. I think he's hilarious. And, you don't get 6.5 million subscribers unless you've got something to offer someone. Hello, Anglo. Good to see you, Sonner. Sunnage. Ben, you there? Yeah, Twitter buying, Elon Musk buying the largest share of Twitter is exciting, but it's pissed me a little bit because I haven't got the money I needed to buy more Tesla. Now, Tesla, he's built a fucking huge car plant in Germany. He's built a huge car plant in Texas. There's rumor that he's building a huge car plant in Shanghai or just outside Shanghai. There's the whole automated cars thing. There's automated planes Elon's talking about. I think here's my tip, and it's entertainment value only. I mean, I luckily got Tesla at I bought in the dip when I first bought. Not many. But I've been keeping an eye on it, and it's slowly been going up. And I've been thinking, no, just wait till the 6th of April, and I'll get some readies, and I'll be able to grab some. And of course, this Twitter thing has come out. Twitter stocks have gone up, and I'm sure that Tesla will follow, just because the markets are stupid like that. Oh, isn't it exciting? Oh, Elon Musk. Oh, Tesla. Let's buy some Tesla. So it couldn't have been a worse time, really. But we'll see. I've got me cost dollar averages set up. Foot Golf said that was a young rat porn X Factor clip I sent you. Oh, all right. Was it really? All right, I'll have a look at that again in a minute. Nice one, Richard. I knew him, but never. Yeah, likewise. I'd heard the name. Funny, isn't it? Funny stuff, Pizzle. I absolutely binge watched it. I've seen nearly all of them. So, hello, Mr. Tej. Oh, to be fair, Marzipan's been busy with a project and broadband install. Good to have projects. Vincent's had internet issues as well. Buff. Everyone's blaming internet issues. Grego said Musk dropped the price of Twitter last week just by tweeting, "Do we need an alternative platform?" Then brought Tesla in the dip. Then bought Twitter in the dip, you mean? You do mean that, of course. Good. He's a clever bloke. He is silly to build a factory in China. They will steal everything. Billy, serious question. Who would you trust more with an organization that manufactured electronic cars and where to build their factories? Serious question. You or Elon Musk? It's a serious question. Just consider that a minute. If you had $500,000 to your name and you... Oh my God, did you hear it? Did you hear it? We didn't get the top octave, but we got the... Did you hear it? Did one in the chat if you heard it? I'm not even going to say what it was. But I think it might have had something to do with you, Chris Air. And I think it might have had something to do with Picard. One in the chat if you heard it. Yeah. Not just that, though. No. There you go. The Vartmonic. The Vartmonic. That's the third one. The double Vart. It went... You got it. La, 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 la. You know what? I will say thank you to those. I will thank those of celebrating. Heave-ho. Hi. There is a better way of celebrating the Vart, the double Vart, which if I'd have put these on, actually, since it's a chill stream, I'm not going to put those on because then we sacrifice all the Varts, and I'm not showing loads of clips. Well, like one or two. There'll be a bit of say and search, and this is going to go. Well, actually, we can probably put this through the. I think we should celebrate with a bit of this. Exactly, Mr. Diddler. Oh, Mr. Diddler didn't come out too well, did it? Hello, Flammer Diddler. Do you know what I mean, Emma? I mean, it might take I might have to have it racked up at the beginning of every stream, just in case. I mean, that's what, 3 Varmonics we've had now? Whistle. Well, you know, what can you do? Yeah, I like to think I was doing a seated jig, Mr. Palmer, but there you go. There you go. Oh, Sean, that's awful. You're missing out. You're missing out on the wholesome quality. Ian has said stiff. Stiff. Honey Monster said, if a bird whistled at me like that, I'd run a mile. I think I'd run a mile to her. Billy said this. Hang on, Billy, did you answer my question? Loads of people heard it. That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm just checking all the ones now, but I'm seeing if Billy answered my question. Question. That's not how you say it, is it? Let's see. No, he didn't. Tesla's intellectual property will be gone. The CCP can't be trusted. There will be knockoff Teslas in no time. It doesn't matter if I am Elon Musk or not. Musk must know they will steal his IP, but it is just cost of. So you'll trust yourself instead of someone who's proven himself and broken into a very hard market and successfully. That doesn't seem a bit that seems a bit of a bad idea. I would certainly trust Elon Musk over myself because he's proven himself. Hey, Chrissy and Scrubbles, hoit to that, Chrissy. It was part of the Varmonics. We got a double VAR. It's just, I don't know what to say. I'm overwhelmed, if anything, overwhelmed. And I've missed Martin's as well, so what I'm going to do is there's no. What have I done? Oh, for frick's sake. Hang on a minute, Marsh. I'm on you. Thank you, Chris. Don't sit tight, Martin, because watch, boom. Just like that. I know it's a trivial, but ain't that water warm? No, because this is actually, it keeps it cold. And for some reason, that is cold. I don't know what the particular science is. However, Martin, I don't drink cold water, but this is cool. It's not warm, no. It's cooler than the ambient temperature of the room, put it like that. It's a fair question, Martin. Nice one for the Denasciato, a nice one for being part of the Varmonics. I think I've had stuff made in China that they haven't stolen. You know, I've had stuff made in China 15 years ago that no one else has manufactured, and they could have done. You know, they retail similar products. You know, I think you have to be a little bit more. I think Elon Musk knows what he's doing in that area. I think you might be quite hard pressed knocking up a snide Tesla. I think that might be a little bit more difficult than a pair of Apple headphones. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right. We'll see. I would suggest that Tesla stock price is going to go absolutely through the roof. I reckon in 5 years you're looking at about 40% increase. I'm not tipping it because I don't. That's just entertainment. But I'd say about 50% rise in Tesla over 50 years. I mean, let's just have a look at it for the last 5 years. It's crazy. But we are going to talk about war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again now. I mean, you know Sam, the bloke I got on my my mate who's a financial advisor. He told me in November 2019, right? Listen to this. In 2019, Sam told me, and most of you met Sam when he came on. He told me to throw any money you've got in November 2019. Now, how do I show you this? I know how I do this. Packer, I'm on you. Don't worry, mate. Actually, why don't I do that? Why don't I do that first? Because he might be pissing off down the boozer in a minute. He might be going out for another Indian in a minute. Tickled me. Made me giggle. Shiggle. Oi, stop it. What am I doing? Nice to see you. Been a hard day today, and Monday's hard. But we are closer to the weekend, which is always wonderful. Packer just wanted to say this. As simple as that. Nice one on the free bit, Packer. He said this. Just like to say, Scrubbettes, Scrubs and Chris, 'tis always a pleasure. And then he hoited us. Nice one, Packer. Hoit to that. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it is always a pleasure. It's a privilege for me too. That has to be remembered. Right, so what do? I do this. This is what... Yeah, but I want it active. I want it live. Ah, fuck it. You'll have to... There'll be no tension here. Hello, Mrs. Packer. Nice to see you. Hope you had a nice meal out the other night on the old man. Well, Billy's not saying it'll hurt my Tesla stocks. Well, if you said... Well, no, that's a fair point, actually, Billy. That's a fair point. R Power wants to know if he should invest his 79p in one lump or... This is decisions you'll have to make. I can't be responsible for that. Right, now, someone told me how to make the page bigger. It's a bit of control and that. Right, okay. It didn't make it bigger in the right place. Have a look at this, right? So remember, 2019, November 2019, Sam said to me, put whatever you can on Tesla. Now, I haven't got a lot of money. I certainly didn't then as well. But my mother will bail me out if I said to her, can you do me a couple of bags of sand, right? And then she'll let me pay her back like 200 quid a month. And I know that because she's done it before. Have a look at this, right? This is I know it's a bit of, oh, okay, you missed out. But you'll see why. So this is the live Tesla chart, right? 5 years. So look at it, right? Can you see my arrow? I'll try and make it a bit bigger. I don't know if it'll work. Hang on, let me see if I can make it a bit bigger. Right, there, it's about the best I can do. So look, here in April 2017, Tesla, $60. Here, $38, 24th of May. He told me in November, right? October, September, October. Right, so it's about the 3rd. Let's get it. No, I can't do it. It's in weeks. So let's say the first. $62 he told me to buy. So let's assume that I got hold of 3 bags of sand, right? So if my mouse can handle this. 3,000, what was it? November 2019. Let's say $65 divided by 65. All right, so 46 shares I'd have got, right? 46 shares. And look what if I'd have sold them here, which I would have done. So what did I say? 65. 65 times 1,222. 46, sorry, times, what was that again? 1,222. I'll do it with a keyboard. 1,222. So that $2,000 would have, in the space of 1 year, no, 2 years, become tax-free, nearly 60 freaking thousand. And you know why I didn't, right? Was because I saw that flat line. And I just thought, what? Why am I going to, what's the point? What's the point? And I was told by a multi-millionaire investor. And I just went, like that. Such is life. These are the things that keep us awake at night and put us to sleep in the morning. See you in the morning. You're right there. See you in the morning. Right, let's get this back. So there you go. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Where are they today? Anyway. Exactly that, John. It's not time in the market, it's time in the market. Pizzle would rather talk about shoes. You can't keep everyone happy all the time. Billy says, I've tried explaining the reasoning behind building a factory in China versus the likelihood of IP theft 3 times now. Basically, nothing cutting edge or sensitive, top secret, or top secret we made in China. He's not stupid. So what do you think his plan is, young William? Nice one, Anglo. Have it. Thank you very much. I will have it. I'll take it. Thank you for your lovely email. And thank you for that. I thought it was 2,000. I can't remember now, but it was something like that. Yeah. Tax-free, Vincent. Tax-free. John says our pal believes in flat earth. Sean, I am going to bring back a quiz, but it's not going to be LSDJ. It's, I lost half my viewers from my diazepam. I'm not going to be doing another one. Hyperloop is ridiculous, yes. All right, Richard, let me see if I can do that for you. So Richard reckons, what is it, Richard? What are you lying about now? Richard, I don't even know what clip it is, mate. What one is it? I'm deleting my channel. I've had enough. Oh, Barbie Girl. That isn't Rack Paul. I know that clip. Is that really Rack Paul? This is a very famous clip, Richard. I'm not sure that's Rack Paul. Is that Rack Paul being a comedian? It does look a bit like him. Right, we're going to have to put this to the glorious house. Let me see what the chat says. Nothing in the chat about him being Rack Paul. Richard, how do you know? Vartentatu. It's the Barbie Girl, is it, Richard? It's the Barbie Girl. Yes, Michael. Hyperloop's just attention seeking. It's costing him next to nothing. It's just marketing. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah, but Richard, is it the Barbie Girl one? Geordie Mac, you lovely bastard. What an absolute treat. I'll see you, Lindsay. Here we go. Bosh that up there. Click, clack. Wiggity whack. I'm Wiggity Whack MC. Wiki, wiki, wiki. I'm down with the kids. Oi, oi, oi. Touch me. Come on now. Touch me, baby. Can't you see that I am not afraid? It does say Robert Unwin on the clip. So he's actually Robert, is he? So is that rack pull. I'm going to put it to the scrubs, yeah? Knives and that, yeah? But Pizzle, it turns out rack pull's a bit of a comedy genius. I actually believe it has all been a joke. I think he's quite exciting. So let's have a look. But first of all, a couple of donation archetypos. It is midnight here. Help us out, people. You know, give us a bit of... I mean encouragement. I'm not after your money. I just mean... help us out. I'm struggling, to be honest with you. I've worked my fucking bollocks dry today. Have a look at this. Lindsay, you lovely bastard. Spiritualized news update, not a video. Open this right now. Fucking hell. Order borders. Love you, Chris, and the scrubs. Well, I'll have a look. I don't think it's just me and you really on this one, I think. Interview with Mads Björk. Not listened yet. Seems like they mainly cover the recording and mixing of Pure Phase. And that is on the Spiritualized official board. Let me show you. Look, I can put that. Oh, has that worked? I think I've just slid it under. Oh, it hasn't worked. Geordie dropped a 10-bit. Thank you, Geordie. Hi, Chris. Have a few on me, mate. Will do, son. Most certainly will do. Thank you, Geordie. Thank you, Lindsay. But this, that's very kind of you, Geordie. And the thing is, Geordie, for $10, even after taxes, that is a few over here. That actually is a few. So where's my face? So thank you very much. That you can get 4 or 5 gin and tonics. There's something on my glasses. My glasses. There's something on my glasses. Do you like crepes? So look what's happened on the official spiritualized board. Someone has linked to my stream with Mads Björk. That is very interesting. That post only went up in a only a couple of hours ago. Might get a bit of traction. Good call, Lindsay. Good call, Lindsay. Absolutely. Look at that. Richard says Rackpool. No, it's not Richard. It's Flams. Flams says Rackpool is one of the best comedic characters in years. He's got the whole podcast community jumping through hoops. Yeah, I think he's very funny, and he caught me out. Let's be honest. I fell for his thing, and then I thought it was a double bluff. No, he's been having a giraffe from the beginning. Now Richard seems to think this geezer that we all remember, because even though I'm not an X Factor person, this one went viral. Grego says that's never Rackpool. Well, I'm going to put it to the scrubs. So let's have a look. Let's have a look first. So it's Rackpool. If it is Rackpool, he's deliberately start. It's he knows how to work these things. When you go on X Factor, if you've got no singing talent, you have to go for the dumb angle, didn't you? And so let's have a little look at it. I'll start it from about here, and we'll see how much we can get away with without Susan yeeting me. I've just got to do it again for the audio. Here we go. I've got to mute myself because I don't want to put my pins in. Pins in? Steady on. Jack up. I've got a bag, lad. Here we go. Richard reckons it's Rackpool. Look, we've got a lot of people. Look, Corona's done the research, says it's him. Packer wants to know if he worked in a chicken factory. Jess says, I doubt it. Flammer says, can't be. Rackpool's only 30. Rackpool's got to be about 40, hasn't he? Pizzle says, no way. Grego says, no way. Let's have a look at it. No, absolutely, Tony. You can't say anything as a comedian unless, you're happy to have people give you a standing ovation for slapping someone. Let's have a look.
Show my face around and, hopefully get spotted or something.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Robert Unwin.
And what do you do?
I work in a chicken factory.
Good. Do you think you got the X Factor?
I don't know because I'm not quite sure what the X Factor is.
All right.
Ready? No, I've lost where I am. I can't.
Have a close look at his boat. I'll do a screen grab and we'll compare. We'll contrast and compare.
I'm a bit nervous.
Let's I mean, this is the bread and butter of the early X Factor, isn't it? So let's get a screen grab of that. We'll drop that out and we will now contrast and compare. If you're bewildered by my hacking skills, just look away now because they can cause vertiginous reactions. Yep, I've done it that quickly. No dramas. No, right, we'll move that along. Now we'll get the actual rack pull. Legendary, that'll do. Look at him, look, he's up there. He's all over the place. Let's have a look at the rack pull these days. Obviously, he's put on a bit of weight. That's not the best. There's not enough light in that video. We'll get one with a bit more light. Let's go to his channel and we'll get one with a bit more light. I mean, I'm not saying it certainly isn't. And there's someone in the chat would appear to have got some evidence. Right, let's see if we can get a kind of. I reckon it might be him, you know. Richard, what do you know about this? Right, that'll do as a neutral kind of posture.
Absolute whips, the lot of them.
There you go, that'll do. We'll get a screen grab of that. We will, if fast hacking makes you feel a bit giddy, look away now because this is going to be ruthless. Yeah, brutal hacking. I'm not giving anyone any time to settle or anything. Right, that's 100%. That's 71. So they're about the same size. So we need to take that down. How do we work this out? We make that 100. And then this one has to go to 120. Image resize 122. Enter. We've got the new base ready there. We put that there. We put that. We put that there. And we crop that a little bit. I suppose we're looking at about a 20-year difference. Right, 1 in the chat that is rack pull. 2 in the chat that is not rack pull. 1 is it's got a completely different snout. Now, if you smash, it's got a long thin head with a long thin nose. Rack pull's got a fat round face with a fat round nose. It ain't him. What an absolute ridiculous suggestion. You've wasted my time, Richard. You've wasted your time. And to be honest with you, you've wasted God's time. If you're all right with that, foot goal threatens, it's definitely him. Yeah, but what have you got, Richard? Because they ain't. You can't change that much. No way. God, Lord knows. Yeah, very completely different earlobe situation. Richard says guaranteed it's him. Yeah, but Richard, tell me why you guaranteed it's him. How do you know? You can't just keep saying it's definitely him, unless he had, as John said, a head transplant. Morris, hello, Morris. Look at the nose. Yeah, I mean, yes, he might have been smashed in the nose a couple of times, but it's a different one. It's a different wrong head. Wrong head. Definitely the wrong head. Hello, Lee. Because he told you. Right. There you go. Hello, Apocalypto. Nice to see you. Hello, Rusky. The girth is fat. Gregor reckons he's had nostril feminization surgery. Yeah, but in reverse. Hello, Jim. Nice to see you, son. Tell me why it's Rackpool. Tell me why it's Rackpool. Yeah, I don't think it is. He looks like the old Kinder man. Should we watch the Kinder advert? It is a chill stream after all. The Kinder advert never gets old. Can we remember the whole Kinder advert? We'll keep the picture of Rackpool up to compare with the Kinder man, though. Right, let me see if I can remember the whole Kinder advert. Help us out if I. Hello, Snoopy. Right, the whole Kinder advert. Kinder. Yibble shaky. Meow scrubbly. Chock-a-doobie. Double chock-a-doobie. Pops wobble. Toy. Did I miss anything there? I'll do it once more. Ready? Kinder. Kinder. Meow scrubbly. Chock-a-doobie. Double chock-a-doobie. Pops wobble. Toy. Is there any more that I missed? Is there anything I missed? Packer says Yibo shoot sicky. I thought it was Yibble shaky. But you know. Hello, Dave. Good Lord love us. Nice to see you. What's the name? Says Diamond Island. Grego is impressed that I speak Kinderspaz. Yeah. Well, Jessica, you were just a dream in your father's scrotum when that was put on telly and scared the living daylights out of children everywhere. My boy Tom said, "Mate, you missed your street cred flying out the screen." Me and street cred, I don't know if I've ever had any, to be honest with you. Let's have a look so that those who do not know will now know. It was an amazing advert. In terms of the marketing, everyone at school was talking about it. And that's all you need. That's brand awareness. That you market for brand awareness isn't the same as marketing to sell items. They're different projects. They obviously overlap and engage with each other, but you will absolutely do just brand awareness. Here we go. This one says Kinder advert. This scared everyone at the time. It's 30 seconds, so hopefully Susan won't give me the boot. I hope it's not some comedy version. Looks like it's off an old VHS tape. Hello, 42. Nice to see you, son. Here you are. Check it out. The original Kinder advert. I hope it's not some double jokey. Give us an audio check because I think I've got it, but we'll see.
Kinder, Yibble shaky. Me unscrabbly. Chock-a-doobie! Doubly chock-a-doobie! Pops wobble! Toy! Yodel yum and choco scrum with multi-pops wobble dies!
I think it's fair to say I missed that whole last line, but up until then, 100%.
Oh, grubbly! Me scrubble now. Snuggle. Whee!
Kinder Surprise from Ferrero.
Grego says that humped his son was in the unit. Willow said, did Rackball play that? Well, let's get a screen grab of the Kinder Man and compare the two, because I think there's more chance of him being that fella than the Barbie girl thing. Let's have a look. Let's compare them side by side. I won't bother with all the faffing around. We'll just do it like this, eh? I mean, he is about 1,000% more the Kinderman than he was the Barbie girl thing. Lee, that's definitely him. I mean, that is. My boy Tom says it's like an acid trip on the set of an episode of Kojak. Uncanny, says Willow. Hello, Lumi. Lumi says he's close. Yeah, it absolutely is. Twins, says Rags. Grego, nose is still wrong. Actually, you're right, Grego. The nose of the Kinderman is far more the Barbie girl, man. Richard Rexy sent me a video of a more recent one. I think this is losing. No, you haven't, Richard. It's over. It's over. You've had your time. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but it's rubbish. Right. Hello, Jim. What did you miss? Nah, not much. Not much. Not much. Hello, Bison American Club. Nice to see you. To see you nice. John with his usual friendly remark. A peculiar lad is our good John, but he is good John, and we love him for it. John, will you be in the in real life meetup in London when I come over to London? Because that would be peculiar for sure. This is John. This is all he ever says in his donations. Yeah, I'll zoom in. There you go. Dangerfield is a grifter. Thank you, John. A Prasha Cuckoo. Thank you, mate. I didn't say absurd. Did I say John was absurd? Absurd. That's horrible, isn't it? Absurd. Oh, it's absurd. He's peculiar. Right, where was I going to go? I wanted to talk about war. Weirdly enough, I remember, let's go back in time. Let's go back in time to a time of unwashed streaming regularly, to a time of on the offensive, to a time of my videos being about demographics, to a time of the iconoclast. And you know what I saw frequently in that time? People in the chat calling for war, actually calling for war. And it concerned me, it concerned me. And there's a weird thing. No, I'm not blaming any of those content creators at all. I was one of them, as I just said. But the idea of actually taking up arms in your native land for whatever reasons. I mean, look at Northern Ireland. I'm not sure. Personally, I think culture is a far more powerful weapon. When I was talking to Tim, well, there you go, Snoopy. That's what, thankfully, a lot of people said. Yeah, it was all the people that were talking about war. Well, I wonder where they'll be if it were to come to it. It's a weird one. Old 01 Davmac, you're Geordie, right? You earns your money, Dangerfield. You are entertaining. Hoyt to that. Nice one, Geordie. John's only joking with you. He's a lovely lad. He's here every bloody day. Thank you, Geordie. Appreciated. But can I ask a question and get a serious answer? How many of you have watched war films or even mini-series, Band of Brothers, Apocalypse Now, Platoon, The Dam Busters? The list goes on. War films get, Midway, 1917, You know, it's a genre in itself. One in the chat, if you've watched those war films and thought, I'd love to be there. I'll put my one in the chat. Now, even Saving Private Ryan, even when there's people just getting their heads blown off and people's legs getting blown off and people dying and all, things that happen at war, horrific things. The horrors. And film ain't getting nowhere near it. I mean, Come and See does, but Come and See is more of a psychological thing. The real Vincent Griffin says Dangerfield is a comedian. Height to that. He's even 666 you out of the basketball court. Thank you, Vincent. Me too, Tom. Without that, it is my favourite film. I've tried for it not to be, but it is. What are you going to do? Eh? You just got to go with it. Thank you, Vincent. Lovely. So look at all those ones. Like 42, grew up in a war. Still watched war films and thought I'd love to be there. Now this gets a little bit Kelly's Heroes, although it's kind of a comedy. There you go. Look, John joined the Navy because of movies. There you go. Geordie did as well. There you go. Look, actually signed up because of the media. What did I just say? Culture is strong. Culture is stronger than war. Culture gets you involved in war. Even Chris. There you go. And there you go, Liam. Good call, Liam. People put themselves in the part of the hero, not the mug that gets killed by the bomb when they're on the crapper in scene 1. Yes, when you watch those war films, no one's like, "Oh, I wish I was that bloke who just got cut in half by a machine gun." You're the one who survived it and came home traumatized and sort of said, "You don't know what it was like. We were out there." However, it kind of gives your life meaning. And as men, and I know Chrissy give it a 1 there, but as men, we've been emasculated. You know, you can be an entrepreneur, you can go for money, you can have your competitions in life, whatever they are. Comedy I done, whatever your competitions are, but it weren't long ago that we were all fighting men, that we all had to fight to eat. Whether you're fighting whether you're fighting the, what's the word I'm looking for? Hang on. Life used to be a real struggle. You were fighting the weather. If the weather took a bad turn, you didn't eat. And we struggled, and we were men, and we used our strength, and we chopped wood, and we forged metal, and we done masculine things. And in the space of a couple of 100 years, let's say 300 years, we used to have national service. National service would do this country an absolute dream. And so I think there's an attraction there, even with all the blood and the risk and the shooting and all the other stuff that goes on at a war. We still want to put ourselves. Geordie says, "I wouldn't fight for this country, mate. I hate it." Well, there you go. But there's a sense of purpose. Responsibility in life gives you purpose. But when you've got a nanny state, when the state's looking after your fucking children, when the state can can bring the law into the situation. Oh no, your children are doing this. What? It's against the law. No, you're not allowed to teach them at home. What? Oh, hang on, where's my responsibilities? When you've got nanny states, when you've got left-wing liberal governments, which the West has been absolutely what's the word? Has just eaten them up. The masculinity that we once had is kind of, and then add to that the whole SJW thing, the whole Gillette advert, this, blah 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 blah. Toxic. It's now toxic just to be a man. I don't mean to be 2016 here, but it's part of this debate. It's no surprise that men watch war films and just think, look at that, a gang of blokes. What's a gang? What is a platoon? What is what all the different size parts of an army? They're a community. They're a community that you live with. They're a community that you protect over your own life. And that's meaning. That's real meaning. You'd fight for their lives, and that they'd fight for yours. And we long for that. And you can have that in a normal. You don't need to go to war to have that kind of a community. You don't need to go to war to be able to trust in people around you. But when you're atomized, when your community is separated, when when the corporations are dividing you down to the least divisible unit, and you lose all that, it's no surprise that you watch movies like that and you think, fuck me, I'd love to be part of that. All going in, doing your best, losing people on the way and coming out of it and always having those bonds and always, and now don't get me wrong, hell on earth. War is man at his least efficient. Hell on earth. But I reckon a lot of men would take that, because they don't know what it is. Like, I always wanted to be a heroin addict. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something that I'd seen in movies. I thought it was something that I'd read about. When I finally realised what it was, I was like, yeah, you've kind of fucked up here. But I think that's the attraction. The attraction is the superficial but very real sense of a group, of a tribe, of a community that you can trust in, and of being masculine, of fighting. I wouldn't be surprised if you done some kind of survey and said, would you like to live middle of the 21st, first quarter, shall we say, of the 21st century, with all the things we've got, medicine, miracle medicine, smartphones, streams, this and that, food, water on tap, or, I don't know, 50 sort of feudal societies where the male and female roles are very defined, and you've got to get up at the crack of dawn and get out and farm your little bit of land, and you've got to get a few chickens in, you've got to go and get those sheep working, you've got to learn to ride an horse, you've got to learn to use a bow and arrow. There might be a chance that you're going to get invaded. There might be a chance that you're going to get called up to fight for your country. I wonder how many people would jump back there like that, where they knew what their life was, where it wasn't this hypnotic kind of farcical thing where we've got people like Joe Biden running the place. It's absurd. What is it like to be a bloke at the moment? What is it like to be a white bloke at the moment? It's it's ironically, it's stiff upper lip stuff. You've just got to grin and bear it. You've just got to think, well, let's just I'm just going to trust nature with this one, because I haven't got a fucking choice. Because if I talk too much about it, I'll get put away. If I talk too much about it, I'll lose bank accounts. If I talk too much about it, I'll be ostracized. If I talk too much about it, interesting, isn't it? What a state of affairs. Pizzle makes a very good point. I've made it before, but yeah, Vietnam is interesting for that because Vietnam is like, I mean, I know World War II has got a soundtrack, sort of, but it was after the event, wasn't it? Glenn Miller and all that lot. Whereas Vietnam, it had a soundtrack. It did have a soundtrack. There's a load of songs that as soon as you hear them, you think of Vietnam. And some of them aren't even war songs. They just happen to be sung or popular around the time. It's weird, isn't it? You don't really get so many peace songs. You got about 5 in the 60s. Everyone wanted to be Steve McQueen in The Great Escape. Everyone. And the geezer failed. The geezer basically was a prisoner of war. And everyone wanted to be him. What a peculiar turnout. What a strange situation we find ourselves in. Let me deal with a couple of these donations. RMF, hello mate. When I was about 13 maybe, but when I used to watch that TV program about Vietnam with the Painted Black soundtrack, yeah, but I only wanted to experience it for one day. Yeah, I get that. Snoopy was an aid worker, not big into the violence thing. Honestly, the stuff going on with the commies is the first time I've ever considered it an option. There you go. That's very interesting. And then you've got the reality of war. No one watches Come and See and then says, I want to go to war. No. If you're into war films, and you haven't watched Come and See, it almost pulls the rug out from underneath the whole genre of war films. It's sort of interesting. It's called Come and See. Absolutely, Pizzle. Young men do need to fight. And they're not allowed at school. I've said it before. Put boxing rings or put a cage in a school. Get them nice 10-ounce gloves or something. You can make a gum shield for your mouth in about 2 minutes in a mug of boiling. Well, not boiling, or you burn your gums off. But, a couple of quid for a gum shield. Buy them by 100 at a time. And if there's a beef, just let them have it out. 4 1-minute rounds. And you watch two school kids fight. At the end, they're cuddling each other. And it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling because the pressure's over. All that tension over the last few weeks where he's been saying he's going to do me after school. And then I heard this. And then I've been taking different routes home. I had all this. And then I've been walking home with the hard kids because I'm thinking he's going to get me. Right, let's just fucking sort this out. And then when it's over, right, nice, finished, lovely. But no, it went all the other way. You can't play conkers without eye protection and gloves. Fuck off. And you take that out of men. Or you don't take it out of men. You repress it. Now, the problem with anything you repress is it's still going to come out, but it's going to come out in an uncontrolled fashion, which is not how you want it to come out. You want it to come out in a way where it's controlled. Stupid. Only the dead have seen the end of war. Hoyt to that Anglo. Who said that, Anglo? Vartan. I don't like budgerigars. Who said that, Anglo? Nice one. Yeah, well, there you go. When I was in Soho, I reckon most of the junkies I used to hang around with. Come on. You want to come out for a drink tonight? No. Look at all the veterans sleeping rough. Then look at all them boat people giving 4-star hotels. Yeah. Ridiculous, isn't it? However, Geordie, it does get complicated because a lot of the homeless, I knew all the homeless in Soho because I lived there for so long and I was a drug addict, and occasionally I'd have to end up hanging around with them. And most of them didn't want housing. This is the strange thing, that this is where it gets complicated, because they can't stand all the paperwork, the bureaucracy, the, turn up here, do this. They haven't got the head for it. And so they don't actually want housing. And I know that probably won't go down well, but it's true. I've known people who've spent hundreds of begged money. You think those beggars are poor. Some of those beggars in Soho are doing £100, £200 a day, tax-free, obviously. And I'm like, come on, man, why don't you just keep 20 quid back to get a hostel? And he's like, man, I fucking hate those places. I'd rather sleep out here with my mates. And a lot of them, they just haven't got. They have a lot, and again, the majority of the ones I knew were veterans. They don't want a house. They don't want that life. It's a strange old turnout. People, I'm going to have a wee. I know it's a bit early doors. How long have I been gibbering for? Fuck me, over an hour. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll do a little bit longer though. Quite enjoying myself. It's always a privilege to be here. I love it. Absolutely love the glorious House of Scrubs. Love it. This is coming from Geordie, man. Nice one, Geordie. That deserves a Vart. It's so weird around here. Where the hell did Vart come from? And now it's just standard doxer. It's part of the doxer. Nice one, Geordie. Point to that. But I certainly think there's a sense of men just feeling like they're being kind of, what makes them, what defines them is being slowly swept out of our culture. .42 says men do not fight for countries; they fight for the man on the left and the right of them. But wouldn't you say that at some point the man on the left is the captain or the colonel, and the man on the left of him is the general, and the man on the left of him is the prime minister? Just sort of pushing that analogy as far as I can. I've been watching Band of Brothers. That's what got me thinking about this, Willow. I mean, you read all the reviews, they talk about how realistic it is and all that, and I'm watching it and I'm thinking, this is like an advert for war. And that's what that's what the Hollywood war machine is. That's what it is. The Hollywood war machine is to get people. I mean, we've already had it in the chat that 2 people signed up on the back of war films. I mean, without a doubt that happens. And there you go. Where, look, when I was at university, and I'm not in any way comparing the intensity and the risk of death with being in the forces, but you've got a community. I lived in an house with 4 bedrooms and 12 people lived in there, and we were thick as thieves. We moved as a unit. We invaded the bar as a unit. We banged all the nice birds separately. Imagine, not that unit, not the one at school. Don't get confused. And when I left my master's degree wasn't like that, because they were all communists. And communists, well, they don't hang around in a group. What a turnout. But at my art school, I remember thinking, wow, that's over. And when I moved into the squat, and I moved a lot of my mates into the squat, we had it again for a while, thick as thieves, everyone chipped in. We'd all buy fruit in the evenings and juice. We'd all have like a pint of fruit, fresh fruit juice. We'd all eat a lump of ash. We'd all go down in the cellar and knock out tunes on there. We had a full band set up. And even when the squat was over, I remember thinking that's the end of that now for me. There will be no more community in my life. I had it as a child in my street. with families and friends of families and grandparents. I had it at art school. I had it in the squat, and I knew. I left the squat at what, 25, 26? And I remember thinking you'll never have that again, because it's just not available in our society. Isn't that sad? There's nowhere in our men's spaces they're gone. Men's working man's clubs. I'll tell you who do have them though. The fucking ruling classes have them. They have men's spaces. Women's spaces, they're allowed. Well, but now they're being destroyed by women. I think I've got to say, women's spaces are being ruined by women. You know what I mean? I've got to be careful, because why take an unnecessary risk? But yeah, so you've got the Hollywood war machine, and it is encouraging people to get busy when it gets on, and it preys on and it plays on that complete lack of community, that complete lack of a group of friends. And I'll tell you, any youngsters watching this, any like 18, 19, or early 20s, the new research is showing that men haven't fully matured until their late 20s. It's an interesting turnout. But even if you're sort of 24, 25 and you've got a group of friends, I remember, even in Dartford, before I fucked off to art school, there was a group of 15 of us doing acid every weekend, going out in a group and all listening to the same music, all trying to learn instruments. That goes. In your adult life, gets rid of that. And then that used to happen at work. Our culture, British culture, you'd get an apprenticeship, or you'd go to university, then you'd get a job for life. That job for life lark's over. Hashtag not all jobs for life. But they're saying at the moment that the latest generation are likely to have over 10 jobs in their life. And there'll be like 3 or 4 years here, 2 or 4, not long enough. And because you're not in it for the long game, you're not going to build those relationships. And also, you're not all joining on the same day. So it's like a rolling job. So people are leaving and people are arriving. You're not going to spend time making strong bonds, because you're going to leave soon. So it's gone. Like I said, my master's degree was full of communists. There was no socialising with all of them. We only got together for seminars. That's commies for you. It's not in the workplace. It's not in where you live. And that's men and women. And so, it's no surprise that the likes of Hollywood can 100%. The horrors of war, the actual horror is. I doubt you're going to see any real kind of land invasions like we had in the Second World War. Even what's going down in Ukraine at the moment isn't on that kind of scale. It's going to be intelligence. It's going to be drones. It's going to be sanctions and what have you. But the people still sign up for the military in their droves. The UK might be suffering with their gay adverts. A one in the chat. If you could press a button and be living in the Middle Ages. One in the chat if you would like to live in the Middle Ages. Now, I'm not saying that stupidly. I understand it weren't all good. It ain't paradise. But you'll be surprised the sacrifices people will make for a couple of very basic things that humans need, especially men. And when I say especially men, not because women don't have these things, it's just I don't know about them. That's all. I'm not excluding women from this. I just am unaware of those by virtue of being a bloke. Hello, Colonel Custard. My grandfather was in World War One. My dad was in World War Two, fighting for their country and their people, only for some slimy toes to give it away. Yeah, and intentionally give it away as well. Snoopy, that's brilliant. Snoopy says, take some pigs, cut their guts out, leave them in the sun for a few days, light some fireworks, burn some gasoline, and breathe that all in for weeks on end and fill in the background with screams. Well, this is my point. You know, the reality of war is that it's hell on earth. It's unimaginable. You know what? When I've actually spoken to people who've been in combat, it's no, thank you. Hello, Jill. 20 years as a combat engineer. I haven't seen the Zelensky speech. You know who I thought that was, Nick? I thought you said that. I thought that was Zamor. I thought they let Zamor speak at the Grammys. Fucking hell, what's he doing? Turning up at the Grammys, good Lord. Well, exactly that, Richard. That's what I just said. However, it's weird. Will Martin says, Downfall is the film you need to see. Lumi says, Come and See is from Revelations. What, the name of the movie is from the Book of Revelations, is it? I read the Book of Revelations last year. Yes, there is. Yeah. And yet, the movies have only got to play on those couple of things that we know we're not allowed to express. There's no place for masculinity in the modern world. You know, that's why you get people. That's why you get people doing it in their jobs. That's why you get so much. That's why you get kids shooting up schools. That's why you get people. You know, the mad things that people do, because their nature has been stumped. Their nature has been castrated. Nice one, Rags. Smash that like button, Scrubs. Cheers, mate. Yes, Pags. Yeah, without a doubt. Evil people. Oh, it was Plato. Good call, Anglo. Damn good call. Let's just have that one again. Only the dead have seen the end of war. Let's find out exactly. I'm not questioning your knowledge. Let's get it right. Let's make sure. Confirm is the word. Probably quoted it wrong. Yeah, apparently it was Plato. Good call. That's a great call. That's an absolute fantastic call, Anglo. Now, where am I? Chrissy! Hello, Mr. Taverna. Nice one, Chrissy. Hello, John. Nice to see you, mate. Yeah, but you know the score, Chris. What beggars make, it goes in, one out. Yeah. No, without a doubt. Although there is one story, his name was Outside Dave, and he had the plot outside the Groucho Club. And it wasn't outside the Groucho Club, it was in... Right, so you've got the Groucho Club, and then they've got their little bit with the railings, and there was a little tiny bit, and he sat there, and his name was Dave, and everyone knew him as Outside Dave. Now, when you've got people like, you know, Oasis and the likes coming in and out of the Groucho Club all day, every day, Outside Dave would get 20 quid bums, right? Outside Dave was outside the Groucho Club the first time I ever went in there, when I was about 23. And he was still there when I lived in Soho. And that was, when did I leave Soho? Good Lord. 46. And that year he disappeared. He just disappeared. And the rumor was he bought himself a house in Mayfair. That was the rumor. Now, if you think about it, he was probably doing 200-300 quid a day, tax-free. Maybe he was investing it. You know, he was ex-military outside Dave. Nice to see you, Jason. An absolute pleasure. Now, where are we? Didn't get... Oh, Raymond. No. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on, Raymond. I'll get to you. Wolfie is on the phone. He's on the old dog. Says hello. Say hello back to Wolfie from all of us. That's very nice. It's lovely. Lovely. We've got 130 scrubs on the firm. Yes, John. Well, they're the jobs. I had one proper job. I'd done a bit of temping when I was a kid. I was a drug dealer, petty drug dealer at that. And then I got a job with this university crowd. And then I set up my own business, and that's now 16, 17 years old. But yeah, that's how you're going to wangle it if you're your boss, you know. And yes, ugly truth. Employers have zero loyalty. Yeah, and the likes of Amazon have done that. You know, no one. They've got no reason to, which is a shame because everything suffers. The product suffers. The service suffers. Oh, I can get it the same day. Yeah, but it's shit. We gave our manufacturing to China. Literally, just let them have it. Oh no, we'll be all right. We've got loads of money. Oh, how's that turned out? Why do these screwdrivers not fit? Because they're not made to. They're just made to look good in photos. Raymond Piper, ahoy to that. Nice to see you. Was outside Lidl, saw two couples together. I knew they were not English because the men were talking and the women were being obediently quiet. Nice one, Raymond. Andy, hello, mate. Marxism, one... I can't correct that one. It's tricky. Fracture all bonds and make the state you everything. Marxism is absolutely, yeah. This is why communist lecturers will tell their communist vatato. You say vatato, I say vatato. I'm trying to mix up the varts. I said it this morning, and I'm trying to stick to my vuns. Vuns was worth no points, was it? Can't win them all, Chrissy boy. Can't win them all. That's why communist tutors, and I had this on my master's degree, that's why they encourage you to argue with your family. That's why the social justice crowd they write books how to talk about racism, how to talk about white fragility. And they encourage you in those books and at those universities to argue with your family. Because your family don't want to know this bullshit. They're struggling to put fucking food on the table and pay the mortgage. And they've got their shitty little obnoxious kid in that they've sacrificed their last 25 years of their life for, haven't been on holiday, haven't bought a nice house so they could send you to uni. You've come back with a fucking mohawk going, yeah, you're just a fucking capitalist, Dad. Why don't you just fuck off? You know, paying people wages. Why don't you pay them as much as you? And the dad's just there going, oh my God. Imagine that. Imagine that, though. That child that your loved one birthed, or you as a mother birthed, 9 months carried it, nurtured it, read its stories, loved it, saw it through thick and thin, you know, had it shout in your ear during puberty, then it become a teen, 15, 16, and you're like, I've done well here. And listen, son, if you want to go to university, we've been putting money back. Goes to university. I've seen it. I've been to 6 universities. Well, if you include art schools. First term, shave off my head. I'll have a ponytail coming out here. I'll grow a beard and plait it. First term. Get rid of all those old clothes. Just put on some charity shop shit. No, fuck it. I'm not a capitalist. Yeah. And then they go home and start, and they're told to do this. It's part of the plan. Imagine that. Imagine this. Imagine the parents just looking at them thinking, imagine that conversation between, I imagine there's people who've had it between mother and father. You know, what the fuck are we going to do? He's turned into an arsehole. He's a communist. And when I try and talk to him about it, he says, that weren't communism, you fucking idiot. Well, what was communism? Well, you can't have communism because it's a whole world project. Well, that ain't going to work then, is it? Yeah, because we're going to take to the streets. We're going to take the streets back. And then they want their fees for next term, another $5,000. And they do it so that it's more breaking of bonds, more atomization. And then all your old friends that you go back to in the summer holidays and in the Easter holidays or whatever Christmas holidays, you go home and all your old friends, they're just down the pub drinking, they're plastering, they're working their fucking asses off for a living. And you're sitting there going, yeah, it's been wicked. We've been doing acid, we've been getting drunk every night. I fuck loads of birds. You know, I'm a communist. And they're like, what? Well, I'm a communist, you know. I think we shouldn't have a police force. I said that to a bloke of a bunch of navvies in Dartford. I said we shouldn't have a police force. Stupid idea, you know. And I said some things to those blokes that I will never forget. I've forgiven myself because why wouldn't you? And we get on. Well, most of them are dead. Most of them drunk themselves to death. Not even joking. People younger than me. But you know. The things I said to these blokes who are getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, commuting to work, working themselves fucking half to death and getting home at 8 o'clock. Because my university encouraged it. Because it didn't want me hanging around with working class people. Didn't want me hanging around with my family. Didn't want those bonds. Wanted me to be reliant on who exactly? Oh, the RCP. Oh, the Revolutionary Communist Party of Great Britain. Wanted me to be dependent on them. That's how it works. I've seen it so many times. I still see it. You know, I've got friends who are younger and they're going through it, and it's like terrifying and utterly miserable. Hello, James from Philadelphia, who is already in the Middle Ages. Emrys went for the same gag. Interesting. Now, a few people went for it. I think I would. It's crazy, isn't it? Hello, mate. Come and See by Klimov. Free to watch on YouTube. Yeah, it's a very different war film, isn't it? You know, that was another movie that I watched. Someone recommended it because I was talking about Apocalypse Now and all the hell of war. And someone said, you want to see the hell of war? Maybe watch Come and See. So there I am sitting down, got my ploughman's lunch out. Little 14-year-old boy, 13, 14 or something, wants to sign up, wants to fight. I think it's Belarus, is it, Tim? Someone, or anyone. I think it's Belarus. And his psychological journey over the space of a matter of months, might even be weeks. And then you suddenly think, well, hang on a minute, that wasn't just his story. That's the story of millions of people. Millions of people. Well, I just saw that, Emrys, when I was looking, but I think old George has re-quoted Plato, but you know. Pizzle prefers un petit more. Oh, Billy, what's happening? Yeah, I'm up for a W in the chat for Wolfie. Right, get that done. I'll do these couple of arts. I'm going to have a wee. I promised myself an hour. It's an hour and a half. I'll do another 30 minutes because that would only be fair. Because you have been very vertiginous today. Let's have a look at that. Let's bosh that up there like that. All right, Osmeister, nice to see you. Where are you at the moment? What's happening with the bird situation? You married the real bird, and you I don't want to say jacked off. If JC's listening, I was talking to JC, not dual citizen, the other one, and I said jacked off to him in the weirdest of contexts. We giggled. Yeah, Osmeister, what's happening? For people who've forgotten, Osmeister's got a bird he hasn't been able to see because she's abroad and the coof and that. But he's had a bit of a missus on the go. Missus on the go, don't you know? Missus on the go, don't you know? Hello, Ted. How are you, son? When you coming out here and showing me how to catch a catfish, you bastard? Hello, John B. Osmeister says, have you heard of a film called Southern Comfort? It's a film about the TA having to go into real battle. Bullshit, Casper. This ain't a goddamn game, is the one quote I remember from that film. They got no weapon. They got weapons with no bullets in, haven't they? I have seen it. It's a bit shit, though. It's a bit of a comedy, isn't it? But it was all right. I was about 14 when I last saw it, though. Osmeister, tell us what's happening. Have you managed to untangle your love spaghetti? I'm having a wee, but don't worry, people. I'm driving, so it won't take long. I'm sure I missed another one there. I missed one from James from Philadelphia. That ain't on. Hello, Zeitgeist. Good to see you. Oh, it is Belarus. There you go. Good call. Tim's the tutor that I had on, my old art school tutor I had on the other week and about 6 months before. Where's James from Philadelphia? Foot Golf's coming home, says it is Rackpool. He's still going for it. He's still having it. Thank you for the donation, Foot Golf. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't know. I really don't know. You're not giving me... Hello, French. Are you all right, son? You're going to put drug dealer on a CV. I was quite crap at it, though. I've told you the terrible, terrible stories. There he is. Nice one, James. Can I be a white knight saving the damsels? But you've put an apostrophe in there, James. So saving the damsels what? Virginity? Chastity? Right, I'm going to the wee room, but I'm going to drive. So, you know, I won't take long. Riddle me this, yon lady of the lake. Oh, yeah, speaking of yon lady of the lake, at one of my art schools, there was a tutor called Yon, right? Yon, Y-O-N. And my mate sat down next to him once and he went, hello, Yoni. And Yon went, in my country, Yoni means cunt. There's something on my glasses. I did not forget. The weird thing is, it's more hassle to pretend to wash them than to wash them, but I still only do pretend to. It's a funny old game, to be honest with you. Right, now, yesterday, hello, Dax, nice to see you. Yesterday, talking about getting 7 Spastics finished, the short story on my Substack, link in the description. Enjoy. Very good. Second link. Yeah. And I was telling you about Remy. I'm gagging to tell you the story because I knew there was I had 5 spastic stories, but 7 spastic sound. It's a better title. 7 samurai, all that lot. And so I thought, surely I've got a couple more spaz stories in there somewhere. And as I said this morning, it's not a piss take. Oh, this might be where I was asking, what should the subtitle be? And I said, I think it came from this. I said, I'm not taking the piss out of them. On the contrary. And then I said, oh, that'll be the subtitle, because Substack makes you have to have a subtitle. Can anyone remember what it was? Or am I going to have to sit through this morning's stream again? If anyone can remember what steady Colonel. If anyone can remember what I suggested the 7 spastic subtitle should be, that would be nice. They do like to party. It's a bit local though, Mr. Custard. The Insignificant 7. No, they're cool. They're all good. I've got the geezer at Strawberry Fair that we give the speed and the ash to. He had a lovely time. Foot Golf says, I do that in the bookies. I make sure the hand dryer is going off in the background as I leave the toilet. I think everyone does, especially in the bookies. I mean, is there a bookmakers in Britain that doesn't smell of the most potent of piss? The piss that's never... water has not passed the lips of a bookie dosser. I can't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. I suppose I'll remember it. Jess says, why don't you just wash your hands? Jess, it's a man thing. It's to do with my territory. It's to do with being tied to a stick and having a bird come and peck out my liver. Name the myth, Loomy. I reckon Loomy or Brennan might get that one if Brennan's still here. No, there's no marriage in it. Oh, this is interesting. This is very interesting. My son is a spastic, cerebral palsy, and he picks on the downies. But the downies, though. Well, the Down syndrome people, apparently, the people I know who look after them say they're terribly sensual. They're always at it. They look at that. I didn't give Andy his cred. There you go. There you go. I think even Jess got it. Good call, people. Nice to know the glorious house is full of big brains. So that's why I don't wash my hands when I have a piss. And that's why young boys have a wee when they put out a fire. Do you remember that as kids? Trying to put out the fire. The fire's next to a lake. Just get a bucket of water now, piss on it. You've got to do it. Come on. The Last of Us says, no way, sorry, but that was made for me. That made me lol. No, it's a good call. It's a good call. Well, there's obviously going to be hierarchies. There's, like the units at my school, of course there's going to be hierarchies amongst the disabled and the spastics, of course. LC, hello, mate. LC worked at the at MenCap. I thought, for many tears is the best Freudian slip of the day. For many tears. Who's at the top of the spaz chain? I need to know this for my story. Pizzle's uncle was Down syndrome. Did you like to party? No, the story is it's a celebration. Oh, that was it. A celebration of spasticity. That's what I said this morning. There you go. Nice one, Pizzle. Hang on, Jessica's on it. There you go. One of the spaz at school used to bully the autistic one. Of course. I mean, we are naturally hierarchical people. We're a social people, and there's natural hierarchy. All men are not created equal. Obviously, I know you're meant to pretend we are because stupid, but it's just obviously not true. And so that, especially in youngsters, that group dynamic, that natural wish to be social, will also engage with a natural wish to understand the dynamics and the hierarchy. And there'll be a physical hierarchy, there'll be an intellectual hierarchy, there'll be a sexual hierarchy, there'll be all sorts of things. And there will be a spastic, a chikasami, and no one cooks salami. You know. Oh no, John, that's terrifying. That's terrifying. My ex's brother had a Down syndrome younger brother. He used to talk about an imaginary girl in his room. He had a sister who died before he was born, who shared the bedroom. Oh, I do not remember Remploy, Mr. Evans. Nice to see you, though. Willow says, my son won the wheelchair race at school. It's only because the carer pushing him was the fastest. And was your son aware of that? Was he absolutely just going, wah, 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 wah? Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I tend to put it on for Lulu. But when she's not here, Jessica will do, but Pizzle's on the firm, so, you know, keep it on the QT. Keep it on QT. Rags is absolutely cracking up. Rags is spaz. No, of course. No, of course. On any. Exactly that. Yeah. No, of course. It's awful the way we treat these people. It's awful. It like that Strawberry Fair story is the first one. 7, you know how I write. You know I'm going to write that story. It's just 7 tableaus. But the first one is the bloke at Strawberry Fair. I got in so much shit for that. You gave a bloke with cerebral palsy in a mobility what they call mobility car, a Dalek mobile. You fed him speed. Oh, he asked for it. I didn't go up to him and solicit. He said, have you got any drugs? And I said, yeah. And he said, what you got? I said, I got speed and hashish and salvia. And he went, you can poke your salvia. And I went, yeah, you're right. This is shit. But he said, can I buy some speed? Well, you know the story. Can I buy some speed and some hashish off you? I gave him spaz rates, 150%, more than usual. And then he said, can you help me take it? What am I going to do? No, I'll sell it to you, but now you've got to fucking drive around for 5 hours, find someone to feed you speed. I went, yeah, of course. Racked him up a little bomb, poured it down his throat with half a pint of super tenants, and he was off. He put the turbo on that thing, and fuck me and Mumford see him later. He was doing donuts in his mobility scooter for about 3 hours. Fuck you. We see him later. He had me do him a couple of burns of his pipe, and when we see him later, he was like, "Oi, give us a bit more of that hash," and I just went, "Yeah," and burnt him off a few more pipes. I'm not gonna fucking, you know what? Because he's in a wheelchair and he's got cerebral palsy, he can't join in. No, fuck off. I'm not having that. I treat them equally. Well, awful thing to do. Hang on a minute. Is this a real thing? Is this a real thing? Listen to this, people. It's Seaside Mark Delad says, natural hierarchy, Delad. I don't know what Delad is. I've never heard it before, apart from you, but I quite like it. I have TMAU, fish odor syndrome. So I know all about it, Delad. Was diagnosed with it in 2005. If I didn't have it, I'd have worked all my life. Didn't ask to be born, Delad. Let's have a look at TMAU. Listen to this. I had a mate and he had this girlfriend, right? Pretty girl for him, sort of thing, She was a 9 for him, but a 4 for me. I did try and fuck her though. Just out of spite. But he told me that downstairs, whatever she did, showered the lot. showered. I couldn't think of anything else you could do, really. It stunk, right? It stunk. And I obviously mentioned this to a few people, and a few people said, yeah, it's a thing. You know, we've all got our natural smells, but hers was... When he finished, he split up with her, and she went out with a mate of his, and me, him, and the mate were having tea outside the Polish cafe in Soho, and they were talking about this girl, and my mate said to him, the other bloke, he went, "Does she?" And he went, "Oh yeah, it's fucking awful." So that is that must be awful to live with. So this is a real thing. You smell of fish, right? I've never known anything about this. Let's see if we can grab it on YouTube first, because that would be a bit more interesting than me trying to read at 2:00 in the morning. Get that Kinder advert off the screen. It's giving me the varts. TMAU. It's there. It's there. TMAU. There's TMAU success stories, TMAU diet, TMAU sufferers. Yeah, look, I'll show you. Good Lord, this is interesting. Science search is always the best, isn't it? On the what? It's gone. Oh, hang on. It hasn't gone anywhere. Kinder's still there, but look. So look, I put TMAU in. Look, TMA cure, TMA success, TMA diet, TMAU sufferers, all the way. Let's have a look at the story. My TMA. Yeah, look. So it's a girl. Fish odor story. This is awful. So it's actually trimethylaminuria. Right, yeah, let's have a look at this one. I don't think we should actually laugh at someone who's got it. We should actually have a little fish odor syndrome. Fuck me.
Today's topic is fish.
One in the chat if you've heard of fish odor syndrome. Yeah, salvia is awful, mate. Salvia, it's a duck. It's part of the sage family. It's Salvia divinorum, diviner's sage, heavily hallucinogenic. I'll show you a bad salvia trip in a minute because there's loads of them on the internet. It's fucking horrible stuff. It doesn't even feel nice. Hello, Hal 9000. Hello, Hal. Let's have a look at this then. I'll have to do it again because of the old audio. Let's check out fish odor syndrome. I've never heard anything like it.
Today's topic is fish odor syndrome, or trimethylaminuria. Fish odor syndrome is a rare condition in which the body's metabolic processes fail to break down the chemical compound trimethylamine, notable for its pungent odor. Trimethylamine has been described as an unpleasant, strong, fishy-smelling compound. When the normal metabolic process fails, trimethylamine accumulates in the body and is excreted in the urine, sweat, and breath. The intensity of the odor may vary over time. The condition is more prevalent in women than in men. The consequences of emitting a foul odor can be socially and psychologically damaging.
You're fucking telling me? Good Lord, what a thing to live with. So, wow. Packer says a wire brush and a bit of Dettol will sort it. Mate, that is, that's really weird. Maybe that's what that bird had. Maybe that's what she had. She's undiagnosed TMAU. Fucking hell. That's a weird one, isn't it? That really has. Yeah, look, John's accountant had it. She couldn't cook the books either. Go on, son. King Corona's got McDonald's cheeseburger odor syndrome. Marzipan describes salvia as Pauper's DMT. When I was part of the first salvia wave, we were growing the stuff. It grows in about a week. You can grow enough to ruin a party for the whole weekend. and it's a bit like celery, the stalks, and then you dry it out. And you used to have to smoke, right? No shit. You'd have to smoke a bunch of dried leaves about that big. Then, because it was legal, because it's sage, they started making 5 times, which was an extraction. And then they started making 10 times, 20 times. And I think there's 100 times at the moment. Now, when it works, it's like all the worst bits of LSD. It's just like you feel like you're wet. Are your clothes wet? You're like that. Are you wet? And it's just imagine taking all the good bits of acid, all the lovely visuals, all the working out the history of language, all the giggles, and just being left with the horrible bits that you don't want. It's horrible stuff. So, of course, people who've never done any hallucinogenics, and it's not actually a hallucinogen. I think it's an ethnogen. Is that right? I think salvia is an ethnogen. And, of course, you get these people on YouTube who've never done anything, and because it's legal, they think, well, what's it going to be like? It's going to be like a bit of fucking cola balls or something. Not cola balls. What is it? Not Coca-Cola. What am I thinking of? Someone will know. I think. Oh God, I can't remember. Anyway, let's see if we can find a bad salvia trip. There's plenty of them on the internet, and so they just hoof it, and then all their friends watch them as they go absolutely mad. Oh, this is the best one. I've found the best. Not really. There's loads of best ones, but this is a bit of a classic. I think we've actually watched this on this channel. An ethnogen or a civic gen. Good call. Check this out. They've taken salvia trip videos off YouTube. No, I've got one here. This is the bloke in the car. It's a very good one. So what you got to remember, this is amateur night. As soon as it's legal, people think it ain't going to do anything. It works. It's fucking strong. It's a strong old bit of muck, is your salvia, and it ain't pleasant. It is an unpleasant drug. I mean, I remember telling mates, and they were going, hang on, why haven't you mentioned this? What, you've grown a load and it works? And I'm like, yeah. And they go, what do you mean it works? I go, well, you fully hallucinate. You think your world is moving in square boxes and it's all and you get synesthesia. And they're like, why didn't you tell me before? And you're like, yeah, but it's sort of not nice. And they're like, that sounds amazing. I'm like, it sounds amazing, but it's actually jank. So this is one of my favorite salvia trips. We'll have a look at this. We should be all right with Susan because it's just an upload. I can't imagine it's copywritten. There's always time to find out, though. So I think, actually, let's just see, because it says in the description what's happened. An American guy who looks like the moon has a full spectrum trip out, leaving his friend's reality to merge with Moondom. Yeah, look, guy on 100 times. So 100 times is a very strong extraction, and it's like a little brown fluid, and you just put a little drip on a pipe, and boom, there you go. Planet X has had the same conversations. What, you can buy it and you haven't told us? Yeah, because it's rubbish. It feels horrible. Anyway, here we go. Let's have a look at this. Hang on, let's just make sure we got the audio.
Caption. Dang it. Yeah, it's caption.
Right, so he's got his little pipe. Thinks nothing of it.
And take a hit that you can handle.
His mate tells him how to do it.
I got big lungs.
Don't make it too big, but nah, you don't really want to do.
The weird thing is, you can tell this bloke's a bit of a jock. Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm not taking anything away from jocks, but they're not really the kind of people that should be doing this stuff. So, like, he said, the thing with salvia is you've got to hold it in for as long as you can. That's one of the things. And he said there, I've got big lungs. I mean, that's famous last words.
You want to divide into a couple hits.
Now, trust me, 100 times, a pipe of 100 times is about half a kilo of dried plant matter. See how long he lasts. There's nothing much going on here. Seems all right.
You got some other hit in here. You got some other
But and it's just hit him.
Where to get that shit fucking me up?
Oh, go on, have some more. Don't wait for the light. Silly boy.
Right. Whoa, fuck.
Yeah, hold it. Hit it, Eric. Hold it.
I did. You're wrong. Y'all know exactly what it was. Oh, fuckers.
Fully spasticated.
You tripping?
Where the fuck's going? Where's everyone else?
There's something really terrifying, and I know the trippers amongst the scrubs, about 80% of you, have noticed already twice he's done this one, where he's like normal, and then he goes, because on salvia, you'll suddenly get this movement in your periphery, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Because you think it's like a dinosaur or an elbow made out of a house. And so you'll see him, he just keeps going. And then he just said, where's everyone gone? Because he'd have thought that he was in a tent with 1,000 people a second before, and suddenly he's in a car. But by the time he's processed that thought, he's elsewhere. You'll see he does a few more of them.
It's us.
There you go, another one.
Where are you fat from?
From Kerrville.
Oh, okay. Oh, Kerrville, you two people from Kerrville!
Yeah.
Where are my people?
Where are your people?
Where y'all at?
We're here with you. You're tripping on salvia.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
We're here in the same place in the car.
That's a very interesting comment to come from the depths of a salvia trip to say, where are my people? That's bizarre. It's awful, Pizzle. It's horrible.
Tell me where you are.
We're here.
We're right here. They're next to you.
You got your hand
Where?
on my arm. You're right here.
Who?
David.
Who? Who?
Mm.
Who?
David.
Who the hell is it?
It's David and Tina. Watch out. You're grabbing your laptop. That's your laptop. Don't miss
David, you know what's going on.
it. You're tripping on salvia.
You need to get out the door, babe. Let him know.
All right, give me.
Don't mess up your
Leave.
laptop.
It's okay.
Come here. Come here.
Are you okay?
Where you going? You alright?
What's wrong?
You're coming back from tripping on salvia. You hit some salvia.
Man, what happened?
You tripped the fuck out
Where the fuck am I?
at my house.
What?
You almost broke your computer. Yeah, you're trying to fuck with it while I was on my lap.
It's giving me the shivers. There's plenty of them. Just go to YouTube and type in salvia bad trip. There's some more horrific ones than that. But for me, it's kind of, that's quite nice because there's all that sort of, whoa, and salvia is very much like that. People in the chat saying this is why I wouldn't do acid. Acid ain't like that. I wouldn't advise anyone do acid, but acid's a fucking wicked drug. Apologies. But yeah, it's no surprise it didn't really take off, did it? It's horrible. It's really horrible. Not pleasant. There you go. Yes, if you have a bad time on acid, you're not going to have a bad time for 12 hours, but you're going to have a 4 or 5 hours of absolute hell. Once you're over the top, it kind of calms down a bit, doesn't it? But there are people who don't come back. John Palmer says there's a Canadian guy who did shrooms a few years ago, went home and slaughtered his own dad and stepmother while screaming about demons. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I'm sure there's more people who got pissed and killed people, though, in fairness. You know, I think alcohol's caused far more violence. Ragnar, have it, you gorgeous man. Smash that like button. I can't. I'll have it, but I can't smash it. Smash her! Johnny Briggs has panic attacks on opioids. Unlucky. Unlucky. Chrissy just outright says, I love acid. Or are you quoting your irresponsible moi? Okay. All right. Hang on a minute, people. I'm a bit unsure about this, Grego, because
hello and welcome to.
Let me. We'll get past him hitting it then. Grego has suggested we watch this, and he said it's the funniest one. Nice one, Grego, for the donation. I've also missed Raymond Piper's "Get a Stuffed Cod as a Hat for a Scapegoat." Where the bloody hell's that one? But we'll have a look at this because Grego's got a good sense of humour. I'm going to have to wrap this up shortly. Nice one, Raymond. Get a stuffed cod as a hat for a scapegoat. Have you had salvia, Raymond? Thank you, mate. Right, here. So, hello, Mr. Manny Moo. Nice to see you. I just see you in passing. Yeah, they always start laughing. They always start laughing, then terror. Yeah, that is kind of the salvia. Yeah, stay away from acid then, Jess, because it all goes. Your ego dissolves and you are no one anymore, if you're lucky. But salvia is like 5-10 minute trip. It's Rags, thanks for that donation. Where like Billy said, if acid goes wrong, you're in for the long haul. Here we go. So Flammer Diddler said, my first trip was torture. Did you do it again? What, salvia or acid? King Corona wants to know if the cigarette reviewer has ever tried salvia. There's not enough box and, there's not enough production values for him to talk about. Grego has got a good sense of humour. He reckons this is worth a little watch. It's only 3 minutes. We'll give it a minute and a half and see how it goes, shall we? I mean, I've got to say this. I do not recommend illegal drug use or any drug use for that matter. And I don't recommend taking drugs and driving. That's ridiculous. So no laughing at this. Let me know you've got audio, please. Hello, Gary.
Once you have that done, you're going to hold it in for about 20 seconds or until your vision begins to vibrate. At that point, you can start your car and you'll be good to go. In the meanwhile, check your mirrors. Make sure that they're pointing in the right direction.
In fairness, that's hilarious. This bloke knows what he's doing, though. He's been there before.
A long time on that one.
I don't reckon he's getting his car started.
Normally, that's supposed to hold your salvia so long. Otherwise, it makes you trip into space. Excuse me. I have to go to space now.
He actually said, check your mirrors. The horror's kicked in. There you go. Oh shit, that's the last thing you want. It's too symbolic. Fuck that. Oh, Chris Martin's having a nightmare. It is tickling me, I gotta say. I did used to love all this tripping shit. The cat on the bonnet was priceless. Just a couple of minutes ago, make sure you check your mirrors. He's chucking a plant out the window. Hello, Mr. Natras. Yeah, I don't think he's faking it in. Nah, it's absolute. That is 100% salvia response. That laugh will stop in an instant. No, he didn't get very far, did he? There you go. Yeah, people talking about getting addicted to salvia. No, you're not going to get addicted to any hallucinogenics or ethnogens or anything like that. Not at all. The car on the bonnet sounds like a song by The Cure. The cat did that on purpose. Well, people, I've hit that 2 a.m. Cambodia time. Yeah, me too, Planet X. Well, you know that because you could hear me. No, what makes you think you're a suspicious bastard, RMF? Why was that a skit? If you're going to make it up, you're going to do more than that. The reason that was funny was because people who've done salvia know that that's what it's like. It, you know, to everyone else, that'd be like, where's the comedy? Now, someone else in the car may have put the cat on the bonnet. I'll give you that, but I don't think it was enough there for it to be a skit. That looked like a salvia trip to me. But you can never be 100%. But if I had to bet on it, I'd say that was that looked like a salvia trip to me. But I can't do another half-hour pizzle because I've got to go to Super Duper and get some food and marshmallows in because I want to finish. I've got to get 7 Spastics finished. I want to get a couple of hours in on my novel. It's all very well people getting at me for not finishing my novel, but I don't have any bleeding time. So when I have got a bit of time, I have to use it. So it's going to be a bit of Alexis Jonason. I'd like to thank everyone who donated. I'd like to thank Rags and Tooth Decay Cray. Tickle me. For looking after the place. I'd like to thank all of you lot. You lot have been an absolute barrel of laughs today. It's been good fun chatting to you. I learned a few things today, which is always good. Dennis, you're a bit late. It is, yes. And I'll tell you what, Jess, you might know them. In Super Duper, they do those massive ones. They're about 2.5 inches across both ways. They're huge. They're like American ones. White. And they're, oh, mate, they're great. They're great stuff. So I am going to have to go, though. I am going to have to go. It's been an absolute pleasure. That's 2 streams today. I will be putting your it's not that my time management is atrocious, Ian. It's just I do lots of things. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I've still got now's my own time. I've got the girlfriend arriving at 10 tomorrow morning. I'll be going to bed at about 5. It's always 6. And so I'll get 4 hours, Kip, and you know, what are you going to do? So I've got to go. I'd love to stay here. I'd love to stay here and do some more, but I've got to do some writing. I'm a writer. If you want to read any of my writing, get on my Substack. It's very good. Very, very good, I have to say. Look after yourselves, people. Bless you all. I will be putting your comments on the screen. And if you'd like to chuck some filthy lucre at me, come on. Do it right, Danger. It is late, but you've got no excuses. Here we go. Here we go. Ta-ta!
The company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of giant death factories keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we want to eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot belly goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil.
What?
Go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say,
We love our Somalis, we love our Muslims.
oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
What?
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
So was I. It's so weird. Thank you, Chrissy. And Billy Blogs also dropped free bond into Entropy. I'm doing a snide quick one here. There you go. And he says, I took salvia while playing Battlefield. It felt like I was in the game. I got in a sand buggy, sped off, then ran someone over, and it felt like I'd done it in reality. It was a shock, like an RTC. I don't know what an RTC is. Road traffic crash? He's crashed! He's crashed! Look after yourselves, scrubs, you beautiful bastards. Hoita!